In today's world, dealing with disruption, it isn't just part of the job anymore. It pretty much is the job. But what if, and this is a big what if, you could get out of that constant reaction mode? What if you could actually build a more resilient future on your own terms? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. Let's dive into this idea of resilience intelligence.
All right, first things first, we've got to be real about the situation. We are living in a time where these huge, earth-shaking disruptions, they're not a once-in-a-blue-moon kind of thing anymore. Nope, they are the new normal, and they're hitting us faster and harder than any team can possibly keep up with using the old playbook. The stakes? Yeah, they've never been higher.
So, let me ask you, straight up, that alert hits your screen, red flag, crisis mode. What's your very first move? What's the plan? Because, in a split second, everything can change. Your whole world just gets turned upside down. One minute things are fine, the next, you're staring down the barrel of a total supply chain failure. A critical partner just vanishes. They go offline. And just like that, your production line grinds to a dead stop. And before you can even begin to figure that out,
Bam! A massive cyber outage hits. It takes down critical infrastructure. Suddenly, your data's at risk, your services are offline, and you can practically feel customer trust just draining away with every passing second. And just when you think, okay, it can't get any worse than this, you get hit with a sudden regulatory change out of nowhere. And guess what? Your main product, your cash cow, is now illegal. Overnight. It's just relentless. The threats are coming at you from all sides, all at once.
Trying to handle all this chaos with the old tools, it's like trying to navigate a hurricane with a soggy paper map. It's just not going to work. It's time for something new. A totally new category of response, a new way of seeing what's coming. And that's exactly where resilience intelligence fits in.
And the engine that's really driving this whole new approach is something called FORTI. Think of it as an AI-powered assistant built from the ground up for this crazy era of constant, non-stop change.
So what is this thing, resilience intelligence? What does it actually mean? Well, the big idea here isn't just about drowning you in more data. No way. It's about taking all that noise, all those raw signals from around the globe, and turning it into something clear, something you can actually use, an actionable picture that lets you anticipate and respond, to get ahead of the crisis instead of always playing catch-up.
Okay, that sounds great, but how does it actually do that, right? Well, the power behind FORTIFY isn't some kind of magic trick. It's a really structured, repeatable system called the FORTIFY Framework. This is the secret sauce. It's what brings a sense of order to all that chaos. So this framework is built on 7 key pillars, as you can see. Each one gives you a different, crucial perspective. Future-proof, that's all about seeing threats before they even happen. Operational agility is your playbook for the first critical 24 hours of a crisis. Then you've got resilient rebound, which is your roadmap to recovery. Thriving transformation is key. It's about making sure you learn and get stronger from every single event. Integrated risk pulls all your risk data together into one clear picture. Forward innovation helps you spot the opportunities that are often hidden inside the chaos. And finally, yielding success is all about measuring the real impact of your resilience efforts. So altogether, they give you this complete 360-degree approach to building real, lasting resilience. Let's zoom in on a couple of these, shall we?
Okay, let's start at the top with future-proof. This is all about being proactive, not reactive. Fortitude is constantly scanning the horizon for those tiny, faint signals. The early warnings that tell you something big is about to shift. And that gives you what you need most, time. Precious time to actually prepare.
And then you have operational agility. This is for when a disruption actually hits. The question becomes, what do you do right now? This pillar is laser-focused on that critical moment, the immediate actions for the next 0 to 24 hours. It's designed to cut through all the panic and the noise and give you clear tactical steps to take when the pressure is on.
all right, this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually mean for your teams? The people on the ground. Well, think of FORTIS less like another piece of software you have to learn and more like a dedicated co-pilot, one that's there for everyone at every level of the company.
So for your C-suite, for your resilience leaders, it's like having a trusted advisor on call 24/7. It's always tracking global instability, and it can whip up an executive brief or even a full crisis response plan in, seconds. It gives leaders that high-level view they need to make the right calls with confidence.
Now for your operational teams, the folks in the trenches, it's more like a virtual analyst. It can instantly generate incident action plans, run what-if scenarios,
and make sense of complicated third-party risks. This frees up your people to actually do stuff, to execute the plan, instead of being buried in analysis.
And for the whole organization, what's the bottom line? It's a total force multiplier. Response times get cut way down, decision-making gets sharper, and ultimately, the entire company is just better protected. Its people, its processes, and its performance.
And all of this leads to what might be the most important shift in thinking of all. See, the goal isn't just to get back to normal after a crisis. It's not about just getting back to where you were. The real goal is to fundamentally change your entire mindset, to move way beyond just rebounding.
Just look at the difference here. The old way of thinking was all about reacting. The focus was on recovery, on simply bouncing back. But this new way, this new paradigm that's powered by resilience intelligence, it's all about anticipating. The focus is on preparation, on always evolving what you can do. It's not about bouncing back, it's about building forward.
And that right there is the main idea. Real resilience today, it isn't about snapping back into place like a rubber band. It's about taking the energy from a disruption and using it to become stronger, smarter, and more prepared for whatever the world throws at you next. So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Take a good, honest look at how your organization operates. In this age of nonstop disruption, are you just stuck in that endless cycle of reacting, or are you truly building forward,